Good morning. It is Friday and welcome to your first news bulletin right here on TV3. We are coming to you live from our studios at Adesawe, Kanda. We are also streaming live on Facebook at TV3 Ghana. My name is Safa Bwahe. The news bulletin starts now. Ad hoc committee investigating the chaos which marred the recent ministerial vetting set to resume public hearings today, with the minority expected to participate fully. Ghana Private Road Transport Union GPRTU welcomed the reintroduction of road tolls by the Ministry of Roads and Highways, but cautions that proceeds should be used for its intended purpose. Also, Minister of Education Haruna Idris to direct management of the University of Ghana to reduce residential facility fees by 25%. We have details of these and many more coming up shortly. Please stay with us. Let's settle for the details now. Many thanks for joining us this morning to our first story. The ad hoc committee tasked to investigate the chaos that disrupted the ministerial vetting is set to resume its public hearing on Friday, February 7. This comes after the committee suspended the interrogations after the clerk to Parliament withdrew staff. Following a closed-door meeting on Thursday, both sides have agreed to resume sitting.
Yesterday, as you're all aware, we had a little challenge with our meeting, and we have to suspend what happened. We have to suspend the interview as well as the witnessing. The clerk of Parliament, and so we are resuming sitting tomorrow, 10 o'clock at the same venue to continue with our work. The Speaker has instructed that he's giving it a deadline of 10 days to complete our reports and report same to the House. So tomorrow, we are inviting all of you to join us to continue with what we started yesterday. Thank you very much, and I hope you will indulge us and come there tomorrow. Thank you.
Away from the ad hoc committee, President John Dramani Mahama has announced that the Operation Recover All Loot Committee will represent its final report to him next week ahead of his referral to the appropriate bodies for action. President Mahama also reaffirmed his commitment to establishing a code of conduct for persons who hold positions of trust with strict adherence to it. The president made the comment at his Central Region tour, thank you tour in Cape Coast. A report by Kumla Kluche.
The Central Region, deemed a swing region with the strength of a decider in the 2024 elections, gave the NDC 18 out of 24 seats. The president stuck with the region by giving them Ghana's first female vice president, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman. John Mahama is on a nationwide thank you tour, expressing his gratitude for the faith reposed in him. For the vice president, the statement the Central Region made in 2024 must be reflective.
Say Central Region, yeah, swing region bill. Say swing bill.
For President John Mahama, he will not be disingenuous and divisive.
That I'm a president for all Ghanaians, and I'm committed to fostering unity and inclusivity and ensuring that no region, no community, or no person is left behind.
But as President, John Mahama made major industrial investments in the Central Region for sugar production. It is yet to be fully operationalized.
I've asked the Minister of Trade and Agribusiness and Industry to provide me with a status update of the Commander Sugar Factory. We are determined to proceed and continue with that project so that the Central Region will become the biggest producer of sugar in Ghana.
On education, the president has news for teachers.
We also plan to provide a 20% allowance on top of basic salary for teachers and health workers who accept postings to rural areas. We want to encourage more of our education and health personnel to accept to serve in rural communities and therefore bridge the developmental gap
his flagship oral has received wide applause and condemnation, especially from the opposition MPP. The president appears to be in firm control of what his target is.
And so we're going to implement a very strict system of accountability. And as I said, we will come out with a code of conduct for persons who occupy positions of trust. Next week, the oral committee that I set up is going to present its report to me, and I'll refer it to the investigative organizations to start their investigations against people who have misappropriated the resources of this nation.
But earlier, the president was at the abandoned Anomabu Fisheries College, a project he commenced but stalled after his first administration lost power. He gave a clear directive on the resumption of work.
A fee budget yebe yusuno March and a finance minister the big parliament. Inti enkechi into makache fisheries minister so onka no ho no nto anamo na one finance minister entrance. Ni sika yɛde bɛtɔ adwuma so na yɛwie ne bia no na ɛkyɛ phase 1 de yɛwie afei na yɛhwehwɛ sika yɛbɛhwɛ phase 2 na ɛka ho no.
Comme la Cluchem, TV3 News, Cape Coast.
Let's move to the Ministry of Roads and Highways, where the ministry has officially announced plans to reintroduce road and bridge tolls in Ghana to generate revenue for road maintenance and related projects. In a press release, the ministry emphasized its commitment to implementing a modern and technologically driven toll collection system, which aims to enhance efficiency, transparency, and fairness in the tolling process. The initiative aims to ensure efficiency while addressing funding challenges in road maintenance. The statement assured the public of the government's commitment to implementing a modern tolling system to enhance road infrastructure development. To the Minister of Education now, Haruna Idrisu has directed the management of the University of Ghana to reduce the residential facility fees by 25%. This will represent a decline from 3,000 cedis to 2,000 Ghana cedis, 2,500 Ghana cedis, to be paid by both fresh and continuing students. The minister gave the directive when he met with the management and the Student Representative Council of the University of Ghana in Accra.
On January 17, the management of the University of Ghana announced an increment in residential user fees. The fee was increased from 2,000 to 3,000 Ghana cedis, representing a 50% hike. The management of the university noted that the fees would be used to improve various facilities.
The option that even ran through my mind that if it's going to be so difficult for us to get resources to run the hall, then we can think about the option of, closing down the halls and then finding a way to raise money to ensure that these halls are adequately run. They will attest to the fact that only last week, out of IGF, we have managed to complete another hall of residence, which is going to accommodate more than 1,200 students.
However, the increment angered the students, who threatened to demonstrate. Some government officials intervened and assured the students of an amicable solution. Currently, the Sector Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, has engaged with both management and students. After deliberations, the Sector Minister directed the management of the University of Ghana to reduce the fees.
She will serve you notice against the new academic year. Government will see what it will do, the burdensome nature of accommodating the utility and charges. So 25% across board. Do we have a compromise? Then I can allow the regulator to sum it up and go and issue consequential directives to the affected institutions.
The Director General of the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC, Professor Abdullahi Jinapo, assured that the management of the university would reduce the fees. He also emphasized on the sector minister's directive for all public universities to adhere to established rules before announcing any fee increments.
All institutions are supposed to adhere to the Fees and Charges Act, and any institution that have increased fees, the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission should take steps to make sure that those institutions reverse same. And I think this is something that we are going to do. And
the president of the Students' Representative Council, SRC, of the University of Ghana, Maradona Eje Yabua, was elated about the reduction.
The struggle on campus, sometimes we don't talk about it, just because we all know the financial constraints in this country, and I would be happy if there is a refund to the people that has already made some payment. At least it will take care of other costs.
Let's bring you some more stories where the shutdown of the Kweve water supply system in the Volta region continues to bite hard to residents in Ho and its catchment area. They struggle to find alternative sources of water for domestic use. The situation has lasted since the last week of December. Faisal Abdul Idrisu reports.
In the last 4 weeks, residents in Ho, Peki, Have, Kweve and other towns in the catchment area who depend on the Kweve water supply system managed by the Ghana Water Company Limited have resorted to buying water from boreholes and other sources following a shutdown of the facility.
Some people have put it upon themselves to make an excess profit out of this water problem that we are facing. For instance, a bucket of water those days was sold at 20 pesos, but currently they are selling it at 60 pesos. So we are really suffering. So if anything that the government can do to help us solve our water problem as early as possible, we will appreciate it.
The situation is biting so hard. We struggle to get water to use in the morning before we go to work, before children go to school. It takes a lot of time to get some water. And my household, we struggle to the extent that my 8-year-old child will also have to carry gallons to the borehole side to go and fetch water. And the queues are so long.
The shutdown, according to management of the Ghana Water Company Limited, is due to a breakdown of all 3 pumps at the Kweve intake.
This water treatment plant since 1993 started operating, and the only time it has 3 pumps. The only time a new pump was supplied was 2015. But I would have thought that with this age, provision should have been made to replace obsolete pumps. But it was left till 2 pumps got faulty, and 1 had to operate over a period. But thank God 2 new pumps will be in by March, and that will give us a reliable supply of potable water. When it happened, the engineers were here. They worked throughout the weekend to make sure that water is made available to the people. But unfortunately, the pump we had is not a brand new one. We have to quickly go to get any available pump for now, and the capacity is quite low. So I've instructed that they bring 2 extra pumps to see how they can help pump the water to the heads.
Though daily demand exceeds 30,000 cubic liters, the Kweve water supply system is only able to supply 11,000 cubic liters until the breakdown. On his first day at work, the Volta Regional Minister, James Gunu, who led a team of engineers and chiefs from the Sogli State and Kweve to the facility, announced plans to resolve the crisis once and for all.
We'll take the necessary steps to work on the expansion, and I believe that the MD is going to work closely with the authorities in Accra because this is something so dear to the heart of His Excellency the President. He is aware by now, and he's going to support us to expand the facility so that we will all get sustainable supply.
Let's take you now to the court because the Supreme Court has granted an application for substituted service by lawyers of NDC parliamentary candidates for Kaikwe Central, Tema Central, Ablekuma North, and Techiman South constituencies. The party earlier filed an application to quash the High Court's decision, which ordered the EC to collate and declare results of the 4 constituencies. Wasari reports.
Lawyers of the NDC parliamentary candidates led by Seth Nyaba disclosed to the court on Thursday, February 6, that multiple efforts to serve the court documents on the interested parties had proven futile and hence would require assistance to serve the documents. They therefore prayed the court to grant the application to prevent further delay to the case. Justice Henry Kofi, serving as the sole judge in the matter, granted the application, indicating that the service should be done by posting copies of the certiorari application, the supplementary affidavit in support of the certiorari application, and the hearing notice on the notice board of the Supreme Court, the residencies of the defendants, the legal departments, and via the WhatsApp messaging platform. Lawyer for the NPP candidates, Gideon Abuchi, spoke to the media.
We've attempted to directly serve the interested parties in the matter for some time now, to no avail. So today we came to move an application for an order so that we can serve them the process by substitute means. So those modes of service we clearly indicated in our affidavit, and the court has granted it.
A member of the Ablekuma North candidates campaign team lamented on the lack of representation for the constituency.
The good judges will work to ensure that justice is prevailed. The good people of Ablekuma North need a representation. As at now, we don't have a representation. It is very worrying, and that is why we are all following this matter keenly.
Lord Idwasari, TV3 News, Accra.
Let's do some more stories. Work is steadily progressing on the General Hospital project after a long delay. Residents are appealing to the government to allocate funds for a speedy completion of the project, which has started by the previous government. Sarah Penkro was at the project site and has more in the following report.
The reconstruction of the General Hospital has lingered since 2020 after the old facility was demolished. After more than 3 years, construction started last year with an October deadline to open OPD services. However, that did not materialize as a result of funding deficit, leading to the halt of work on the project. TV3's visit to the site on Thursday witnessed a few workers on site. The staff accommodation block is almost completed while work was ongoing on the first floor of the project. There was no official on site to speak to the status of the project so far, but residents claim work commenced on the site a week prior to the general elections.
Yesterday, this year budget in India, you should
add it to the budget this year and do it for us.
Non-financial budget, Mona, Skibi or Sikabi and Farmer Mona Eja. We've been
moving from one hospital to the other. He should please complete it for us.
They dread the thought of having their hospital project classified as an abandoned project.
The new going to force and build this hospital for us. I know he will do it.
It is not easy to complete a work started by someone, but he should try.
Meanwhile, the Member of Parliament for Ladade Kutupong, Rita Na Odole Soa, has reassured residents of government's commitment to ensure the project is completed to serve its purpose.
As we speak, the project is ongoing at a very slow pace, and I believe I'll go to the Minister for Health, and then we'll all visit the site, meet with the contractors, engineers, to ensure that work will be done at a faster rate to ensure that we get it completed for the good people of Dadekotopo. We were supposed to meet, but a few things cropped up, so I haven't been able to meet with them. But hopefully I'll meet with them and know the exact issues, how much they have been paid, how much they are supposed to be paid. And I believe the Minister is going to take it up.
All the residents have ever wanted is to see the completion of this hospital to meet their health needs. Trust us to bring you up to speed on the progress of this project until it is finally done and handed over to residents. Sarah Apenkro, TV3 News, Accra.
Now let's do some more health-related story. The first Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Ben Adahafo, has directed the Ministry of Health to take urgent action to stop the spread of cerebrospinal meningitis. He says there must be contact tracing and intensified medical care to victims in the Upper West region. Christian Yali reports.
The Upper West region has recorded about 60 suspected cases of cerebrospinal meningitis, resulting in some 14 deaths. On the floor of Parliament on Thursday, the lawmaker for the Dafiama Busie Issa constituency, Dr. Sebastian Sandare, made a passionate appeal for an urgent action to be taken.
The region has recorded 60 suspected cases, 14 deaths, giving a very high case fatality rate of 23.33%. I therefore appeal to the government, the Ministry of Health, WHO, UNICEF, and other stakeholders to mobilize technical, financial, and logistical support as a matter of urgency to enable the region to control and prevent the outbreak.
Other members of parliament took turns to have their bite on the issue, calling on authorities and relevant stakeholders to act within time to save lives.
We don't have the Minister of Health sworn in, but we have the Ghana Health Service. We can't always be waiting on the politicians. There must be a way that the Ghana Health Service should come and explain to us. Is it the case that we are lacking vaccines? Is it the case that they never knew about this? They are sleeping on the job? What is happening?
The problem we have, that is as a nation or even the world, is that we produce vaccines to prevent the cases, but the bacteria continue to change its nature. I'm calling on the government of the day that whenever we suspect that there is an outbreak of meningitis, we should declare free treatment.
First Deputy Speaker of Parliament Bernard Ahiafo, who presided over the proceedings on Thursday, called on the Ministry of Health to begin contact tracing and also intensify medical care to victims to ensure that the situation is brought under control.
The Ministry of Health is to take immediate action to create awareness, conduct contact tracing, intensify the provision of medical care to the affected victim, and consider the establishment of the Public Health Emergency Fund.
Cerebrospinal meningitis is a common deadly disease that usually peaks between October and March, and it affects the Upper West, Upper East, and Northern regions. As health authorities monitor the situation closely, the public is urged to remain vigilant and adhere to safety protocols. Christian Yale, TV3 News, Parliament House, Accra.
And that will be all for the morning news right here on TV3. Many thanks for joining us this morning. New Day continues right after this break. My name is Safwa Bwahini. Do have a lovely day through to the weekend.